Here's an unexpected benefit of sobriety is that your standards go way up in all departments. They go up in relationships, they go up in self-care, they go up in activities you want to choose, the company that you keep, the amount of fitness that you do, the food that you eat, boom. All of them skyrocket the quality. I remember at the peak of my addiction when I was very into cigarettes, I was into drugs, and I would use drugs before even going to like family events. I would use them by myself. Were there worse drug users than me? Sure, of course. But that's definitely the pit of the fact that I ever hit. Like that was the worst when I was using drugs by myself and I thought it was normal. Okay. I also used them with other people. I didn't really discriminate. And I was in a long distance, super toxic relationship with a man while dating other guys that I lived around. I was doing all sorts of crazy wild shit. I was drinking super heavily. We call ourselves Club Z because at the end of these party sessions we used to have, we would all take Zopiclone and knock ourselves out. Club Z is pretty genius. You guys got to hand it to me. But honestly, it was very, very toxic, destructive for many years. I've come a long way since that, even in my drinking years, right? So especially since like settling down, getting married to a guy who just loved to drink. He didn't do drugs, but we drank very heavily for the next 5 years. And then since having children, my drinking has had greatly chilled. I became like a one or two drinker, and then I would binge on the weekends. But I would still drink at least 4 nights a week, if not five, sometimes 6 nights a week, right? So there was never a break in my system from alcohol. And those standards for myself, while I thought they were higher than they used to be, were still low compared to how I've leveled up in sobriety. They just are. I am 20 pounds thinner if you want to go, just by appearances only. And by appearances, I mean mental, physical, emotional. It all ties together into the way you look, right? Because your thoughts become your reality. So if you feel happy and you are lighter and you just visualize your body changing and you're not putting those toxins and alcohol into your body, you will just lose weight naturally. Like, it's just energetically more beneficial to your whole body, mind, and spirit. But you also make better choices with nutrition. You also make, you're not eating like a hangover dumpster cycle. Like, you wake up and you want something to fuel you. And even if food is still your secondary addiction, like it definitely is for me, I've definitely struggled with overeating and food my whole life. It's more manageable because you're just not in this constant alcohol binge cycle and you don't have those huge highs and lows, and the cravings that you used to. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. If you are sober and you still smoke, that's fine. I'm not judging you on that. I'm just saying that's a personal benefit of me leveling up through sobriety that's happened, because when I'm not drinking, I don't crave cigarettes as badly or vaping. I don't smoke as much weed or do edibles as much. Like, yes, when I was quitting alcohol, I went through a major microdose, like using cannabis products, which are legal here. And I barely use them anymore, but sometimes I do. And that's just a personal choice. I know people who are completely clean and sober from everything, that's what they've got to do. And that's amazing. But for me, alcohol was destroying my life. I've leveled up in terms of the relationships that I have. So I don't have time in my life anymore for people who are not truly enjoyable to me, who don't enjoy doing things that benefit us, who don't enjoy more positive conversations. As much as I used to say like, oh, everyone loves bitching and gossip, like I actually notice now, like, I'm like, this is a very negative mindset person. Like, who wants to be around that? When you're drinking, you do want to be around that because there's nothing more fucking dopamine sucking than sucking on a cocktail while you bitch about people or your own life. You bitch about everything because you feel negative and you're craving things that make you feel more negative too. So you level up when you cut that shit out. My friendships in my spare time have been narrowed down to people who truly